Jesus wants you to know that he is not looking for the smartest, boldest, or most put together people to spread the gospel. He's just looking for the one who is willing to say yes. And this video is for the people who feel called to speak about God, to make videos, to share your faith, to talk about Jesus to your friends or family, but deep down you are scared. Deep down you feel unqualified. And deep down you don't think you have what it takes to spread your faith, to talk about God. You see, before I started this brand, that was exactly me. I was in the same exact position. I was scared. I didn't really know much about God. I didn't really have a solid foundation with God, and I never really opened my Bible. And I definitely was not the type of person who was comfortable to speak on a camera. You see, I was afraid of being judged by my friends, by my family, by people online. And the question that I really had to ask myself was, why am I so afraid of what people think? When they crucified someone who was perfect. Jesus was sinless, yet they still rejected him. Jesus performed all these miracles and healings, yet they still rejected him. He was love, yet they still rejected him. So why would I expect people to accept me for simply trying to talk about him? And one thing we need to understand is the words we speak, the wisdom we share does not come from us. It comes from God alone. It's not about sounding deep or motivational or trying to preach perfectly. What God is looking for is honesty and a surrendered heart. When you speak from your real experiences with God, from your own testimony and own story with God, the Holy Spirit will speak through you. And that's what hits people the most. So I prayed to God. I asked him, God, if you want to use me, please give me the wisdom. Help me understand your teachings. Help me, give me the ability to speak on a camera. And on April 7th, I posted my first video with no experience, no plan, just faith and obedience to God. And 2 months later, we've now reached over 10 million views and 30,000 followers in just 2 months. And that's not crazy, that's God. I didn't have what it took, but God came through anyway. And honestly, I felt unqualified. I felt lukewarm. I felt like a hypocrite to even speak about God. And I was never the bold person. I was never the smartest one in the room. If anything, I was the one who was in the back of the classroom, who was hiding, who was shy, who never raised his hands because I was too afraid to speak. I was the one who never thought God could use me like this. The very things that I felt like disqualified me were the same things God used to show his power through me. And that's exactly how God works. You see, Moses couldn't speak well, yet God used him to confront the Pharaoh. Paul used to persecute Christians, yet God used him and turned him into one of the boldest apostles. The woman at the well had 5 husbands, yet Jesus used her to lead her entire town to him. On paper, they didn't look qualified. They didn't have it all together, but God chose to use them anyway, so that no one could say that it was from them, but it was from the source, from God. And that's what hit me when I was reading 1 Corinthians 1, where Apostle Paul talks about God